back to the Nonstop Horror YouTube channel. My name is Cameron. This is the spot for you to celebrate the horror genre all year long. It's October. It's the best month of the year where you're going to be watching scary movies pretty much every day. This is going to be an update to a couple of videos that I posted recently about horror movies that were leaving certain streaming platforms right before October hits. I found it really weird that these really good horror movies were leaving those streaming services. I was very curious to see where these movies would be streaming in October since they were leaving those other services. And so now I'm updating you so that you can go back and watch those if they were on your watch list and you didn't happen to get to them before now. Like and subscribe for more horror content all year long, and for this month there's going to be lots of movie recommendations, a lot of great videos coming out, so make sure that you hang around with me. So I was curious to see where these movies would be streaming now in October. That spooky season is here, and I'm going to update you guys about all of them. And to make it nice and easy for you horror nerds, I'm going to have links next to each movie down in the description so that you can quickly get over and sign up for anything that you need to stream these movies. A lot of the services you can get a free trial and you can sign up right through Amazon Prime Video. So yeah, like I said, it's a nice and easy process. And I'll be giving a quick synopsis of each movie just in case this is the first time that you're hearing about them. So the first movie that I talked about in my Netflix video was It Follows. It Follows is about this like malevolent curse that is passed on through sexual activity. It's kind of a commentary on STDs and stuff like that. But it's a really great movie. The cinematography is amazing. The soundtrack is amazing. It's one of the best horror movies of the modern age. It came out back in 2014. It has Michael Monroe, who was recently in Longlegs. So yeah, just all around, lots of great reasons to watch It Follows. So it's leaving Netflix. I checked today. It still says that it's leaving soon. It's still on there on the higher tier pricing on Netflix, which I don't have, but that's irrelevant. But it is already on Shudder as well, so I'd recommend going and signing up for Shudder and watching It Follows on there. I'm sure it'll be there for at least the whole month of October. The next heavy hitters that I talked about were the first two Conjuring movies, The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2. Speaking of The Conjuring, about a month ago I put out my first Movie Wars video where I put up The Conjuring against Insidious. It's a really fun video, you can go check that out. But The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2 were set to leave Netflix, and I was very surprised since these are like two of the most popular horror movies in recent memory, but luckily they are still streaming. You can find them over on HBO Max now. So if you have HBO Max as a standalone service or bundled with Hulu or anything like that, you can go watch the Conjuring movies there now, and you can sign up for a free trial, again, right through Amazon Prime Video using the links below. I'm not sure that I really need to go too in-depth on the plot points for The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2. It's about Ed and Lorraine Warren, they're paranormal investigators, and they just investigate some spooky shit in these two movies, so there you go. Next up, I talked about Bodies, 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 which is like a teen Gen Z influencer horror type movie. It's about a group of friends who are out at this huge mansion, just kind of partying it up, and they decide to play this kind of whodunit game called Bodies, 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 where they have to guess who this fictional killer is, and somebody actually ends up dying, and then they spend the whole movie trying to figure out what happened, and it takes a lot of wild turns. It's really fun. It was on Netflix, but it did leave already, so now you can find it on HBO Max, like the Conjuring movies, or Paramount Plus, or Fubo. So those are the three spots that you can stream Bodies, Bodies, Bodies now. Now the last movie that I talked about in my Netflix video was Monster House. Monster House is a great animated film to watch around the Halloween season. It can be really great for kids if your kids have already been kind of introduced to scary elements in their media already. But yeah, it's just a really fun movie. In that Netflix video, I talk about how I'm not the biggest fan of animated films, but Monster House is at the top of my list of animated films that I like. Now, unfortunately, Monster House has left Netflix, and it's not streaming anywhere else as of right now. Make sure to keep an eye on the community tab here on YouTube, and follow me on Threads because I'll update you guys if Monster House comes to streaming at any point throughout the month. However, it's pretty cheap to rent it or buy it digitally right now. So down in the description, I'm going to link to where you can rent it or buy it if you so wish. So that takes care of all the movies that I talked about in the Netflix video. Next up, we're going over the movies that I talked about in my Amazon Prime video. These were horror movies that were leaving Amazon Prime. Luckily, all these movies are streaming elsewhere online in case you weren't able to watch them all in the 48-hour span that I gave you at the time of releasing that video. What are you doing with your life? So Pandorum was the first one I talked about. This is a space sci-fi horror about 60,000 passengers being transported to a new Earth-like planet to continue the human species. And then midway through this trip, two of the passengers wake up, and it seems like all the passengers have disappeared. And then they find out that maybe they haven't quite disappeared and they're not quite alone. And yeah, so it's a great setup for some sci-fi horror. This is currently streaming on the Roku channel and Hoopla. I don't have any experience with Hoopla. I think it's related to like your local libraries and things like that, but the Roku channel, it does have ads, but Pandorum can be streamed over there. The next movie that I talked about was Jacob's Ladder, some beautiful 90s psychological horror. If you haven't seen Jacob's Ladder, I highly recommend going to see it. It was on Amazon Prime Video, but obviously it's not anymore. It's about a man named Jacob Singer who has returned from the Vietnam War, and he starts having hallucinations and is just like descending deeper and deeper into madness, and it's him just trying to deal with that madness. It's a lot of trippy imagery, a lot of good 90s horror. It's currently streaming on Fubo and MGM Plus. I think MGM Plus is also like where the TV show From is streaming. So yeah, with MGM Plus, I don't have much experience with it, but you can sign up for a free trial. All right, so I'm realizing now that I kind of lied to you guys. I said that all of the movies from my Amazon Prime Video can be found streaming online now, and I'm seeing that The Descent is not online streaming anywhere right now. It's one of the best horror movies of recent memory. I know I'm saying that a lot, but like I said, these were a lot of heavy hitters that were leaving streaming last month. So The Descent, it's about a group of friends who are cave diving in North Carolina. I've been corrected since my Amazon Prime Video about where this is happening. It happens in North Carolina apparently, but they're going cave diving and they run into these like cannibalistic evil creatures down in this uncharted cave system. It's a really great movie, and it's not streaming anywhere, which is very surprising since it's October, but I will leave a link where you can buy or rent it down below. House of a Thousand Corpses, there's not much to say about this one. Rob Zombie, gritty, slasher, hillbilly family. It's Sid Haig, clown. It's got so many great things in it. Rainn Wilson. It was Rob Zombie's directorial debut. I never get sick of this film. I watched it again recently after my Amazon Prime Video, and yeah, it just holds up. It never gets old for me. And it's no longer on Amazon Prime Video, but it is over on Shudder and AMC Plus. So again, no better time to sign up for Shudder. You can sign up for a free trial, but stick around. It's very cheap. It's like the cheapest streaming service you can get right now, and it's only for horror fans. So yeah, House of a Thousand Corpses is over on Shudder. You can sign up for a free trial down below. Hellfest was the next movie I talked about. It's a slasher set in like this traveling horror-themed amusement park. And of all of these movies, it's probably at the bottom of the list of movies that should be added to your watch list. But if you're looking for a movie that you can kind of just turn your mind off to, Hellfest is a decent watch. It's no longer on Amazon Prime Video, obviously, but it can be streamed over on Peacock Premium. I think I get a free Peacock subscription through my internet service, possibly, but it's not the premium one, so I have ads. But yeah, so Hellfest is over on Peacock now. Your Next was another horror movie that I talked about that was leaving Amazon Prime Video. Luckily, it's on another big streaming service now. It's over on Netflix, and Your Next is one of the best horror movies on this list. It's a slasher, home invasion type movie, revenge movie. It's got so many great subgenres like tied into it. It's really fun. It's about a family reunion that's happening, and then these masked intruders kind of attack and start killing people. But one of the guests is a little bit more equipped and willing to fight them back. So it's a lot of fun. It's got a cameo from Ty West. I mentioned all this in my Amazon Prime Video, but this one is definitely worth watching. Again, it's over on Netflix right now. So the last movie that I talked about in my Amazon Prime Video is Cube. It's my favorite horror movie ever. So I am absolutely offended that it was removed from Amazon Prime Video last month. Luckily, I have a physical copy of Cube, so I never have to worry about it. But what should you do if you want to watch this masterpiece of a film? Cube is about a group of strangers who mysteriously wake up in these cubic rooms that are part of this larger cube. They don't all wake up together. They all kind of are just navigating through this cube and run into each other and just find out that none of them can really remember why they're there. And they have to figure out how to escape, but some of the rooms are rigged with deadly traps. But yeah, just a lot of fun. It gives off that like playing a game, escape room type vibes. It's gory, and someone tried arguing with me recently that it's not a horror movie, and I think that they are high as fuck because it's absolutely a horror movie, and it's the best horror movie ever. But anyway, so apparently there's a streaming service called MovieSphere, which apparently is the only place you can watch Cube without ads. You can also see it on the Roku channel, Pluto TV, but again, those are with ads. And MovieSphere, I found out about MovieSphere by manually typing in Cube in the Amazon Prime Video search bar. So you can sign up for a free trial through Amazon Prime, so you don't have to pay anything. And it's 7 days, so that's plenty enough to watch Cube. And I got a brief glimpse of their selection of movies, and it's not bad. So maybe use that 7-day free trial to watch some other horror movies as well. So definitely go check out Cube. It's 90s campy horror. It's delicious. And if you go into it expecting that, you won't be disappointed. So there you go, guys. I just wanted to give this quick update on those movies that were leaving streaming services last month. You can still stream most of them online or rent/buy them on the cheap. Of the movies on this list, which one would you be most excited to watch again? Try and convince another horror fan down below in the comments to watch one of these specifically. And feel free to comment what movies you're looking forward to watching this October. It's spooky season, baby. It's the best time of the year. The weather is changing slowly here in Colorado, but it is changing. And yeah, it's just the best time of the year. I'm sure you would agree with that. So again, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Lots of fun stuff down the pipeline, so make sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate the support so far. Other ways you can support the channel, you can join as a member. There should be a join button on my YouTube page that you can do. It's like $5 a month. You can also buy some of my merch, linked down below, and also just kind of using the links down in the description help as well. Just lots of ways that you can help out the channel without really spending a dime directly to me. But yeah, follow for more fun, exciting, and informative horror content all year long, especially now in the month of October. I appreciate you watching this far, and remember to embrace the fear all year long.